5,000 people switched from Biden to Trump, all 16 of those electoral college votes would have gone to Trump as well. This gets crazier. Arizona razor-thin margins. Biden won by 4,057 votes. If 5,000 of those people changed their minds, Trump would have taken all of Arizona's electoral college votes. Finally, look at Wisconsin. Biden won by almost 21,000,342. Biden supporters changed their votes to Trump. Wisconsin's 10 electoral college votes would have gone to Trump as well. So what's the point of this mental map? If those roughly 20,000 people across 3 states change their votes, handing Trump those 37 electoral college votes, suddenly, we end up in the absurd and almost unprecedented outcome of a perfect tie. 269 to 269, what happens in the tie? The House of Representatives decides who wins. It gets a little complicated, but one possible outcome of that vote is that Donald Trump becomes president for a second term, all thanks to 21,461 voters in a country of more than 330 million people. That, my friends, is swing the math. And it's why Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have spent so much time in the 7 battleground states.
Hello, Pennsylvania. How are we doing?
That could determine the outcome of the election this November. So let's compare how pollsters predict which states will be key battlegrounds. Here's a map of the U.S. Most of these states have clear enough voting patterns that it would be a surprise if they stepped wildly out of line, like with California. The joke is that Democrats could run a cardboard cutout there and still probably win. In all, they likely start with 226 electoral college votes in the bag. That's not far off from the 270 needed to win, but on the other side, a huge swath there, this Republican belt is solidly red. That gives Republicans 219 electoral college votes that they can count on, which leaves these 7 states where the margins between victory and defeat are so thin. In 2020, less than 3 percentage points separated the winner from the loser in each case. And each outcome was a major, show-stopping headline.
Joe Biden, your projected winner in the state of Arizona. The Associated Press has just called Wisconsin for Joe Biden. Joe Biden has won Michigan and gets the 16 electoral votes.
And here's where each side can get really strategic, because you don't need to win all 7 or even the majority of swing states in order to win the election. Either side can win with as few as 3 of these swing states. In Trump's indication, there's only one way to do this: if he wins North Carolina and Georgia, the 3 biggest most valuable swing states. If he doesn't win exactly those 3 states, he'll need at least 4 of the swing states to snatch back the presidency, or else he'll need to generate another surprise elsewhere on the map. Meanwhile, there are several combinations of 3-state victories that give Harris the win. But that's just a mathematical look at the swing states cap the victory. Here are the most plausible paths for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
The most straightforward way for her to get elected is still to carry Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin and the one congressional district in Nebraska that sometimes votes for Democrats. That would put her at exactly at 270. I think her strategy is going to be to try to gain the Sunbelt states and states like Arizona and Georgia. For Donald Trump, their path is to try to flip Georgia or Arizona or Nevada, and then run the table in the Rust Belt. And rely on those white rural working-class voters in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania.
And worth pointing out, if either candidate wins, any 5 of the 7 swing states and they hold on to every other state they are expected to, that's enough, that gets either one across the 270 electoral college vote finish line. So easy, right? You just have to win somewhere, between 3 and 5 of the swing states. Hold the other 20 or so states that everyone just expects you to hold on to, and you're golden. Well, each swing state is different. Different issues, different geography, different voters. Pennsylvania is a great example of that. It's where Harris began a 5-day battleground tour. Tim Walz as her vice president. Thanks for watching this video.